Welcome back to the second class in my postnatal series for new mums. I'm so happy you've decided to join me again, and in this class we'll be starting to make a few more movements so that we can warm up our body. You can practice this straight after the breathing class if you like. It's nice to have a bit of a warm-up, so we're going to just come back to our breath, re-engage with that 360 breath through the ribs, so the front, sides and back, and then we're going to start moving. So please join me, grab a mat and we'll begin. So for this part of the series we're going to start in our all fours. So finding a nice comfortable position with our hands nice and spread, like we're about to go into the best downward facing dog ever, and having our knees hip distance apart and underneath our hips. We're just going to build the foundations for the movement we're going to be going through today. So I'm going to invite you to come back to your breath just for a minute. So if you're practicing this, if you're going straight into this class without having done the breath work before, then we just want to connect with our breath work. So we're going to inhale through the nose, direct it towards the diaphragm, filling up our ribs in the front, in the sides and in the backs. And then as we exhale, you're going to exhale through the mouth and allow all that breath out, and possibly feeling a little lift in the pelvic floor. So again, let's inhale through the nose, direct it towards the diaphragm, filling the ribs. And then as you exhale, choose either to exhale through the nose or the mouth, and see if we can feel a little activation within the pelvic floor. So that's a drawing in towards the belly button. We're going to bring a cat-cow into this movement now so that we can warm up the spine. So as we inhale, we're going to inhale from the tailbone, feel each vertebrae traveling up the spine, making a little movement, raising the head, opening the heart. And then as we exhale, exhale from the tailbone, and see if we can gently bring in a little lift within the pelvic floor. So just really start to feel that connection with our breath and movement. And again, you are more than welcome to either exhale through the nose or through the mouth. But whatever you do, see if you can bring in that pelvic floor engagement. And so sometimes when we blow out of the mouth, maybe make an S sound or make a breath like we're blowing out candles, it can help us activate the pelvic floor a little easier. So you choose. So we want to bring this breath throughout our movement so that we can start to really build that connection between breath and pelvic floor and inner core strength, building really solid foundations. Now in this next one, we're going to bring in a little movement. So we're going to start to draw a figure of 8. You might imagine drawing a figure of 8 with the tip of your nose, and then see if you can also bring in that cat-cow movement, really feeling fluidity through the body, perhaps allowing the eyes to close, and notice which parts of your body feels good, what do we really like, and maybe which parts we want to resist against or might feel a bit icky. So I know that sometimes when my mums have had a C-section, the feeling across that scar on their tummies might feel a little bit uncomfortable, not painful, but just it's a different sensation when we've had a C-section. We start to lose a bit of feeling. So then just explore that. Does it feel uncomfortable because it's painful, which is a big no-no? So back off. Or does it feel uncomfortable because it's unusual? And then just moving that figure of 8 in the opposite direction, allowing your body to find its own rhythm. Maybe that rhythm might feel a bit different to how it was when we were pregnant and practicing a similar movement. And that's okay. Again, just witness, invite it all in, and know that everything has its place. Lovely. Then let's just come back to our all fours. Pushing through the hands, making sure our knees are in a nice position. We're going to gently rock backwards and forwards. So just small little movements forward. You might feel this strengthening through the arms, but what we're not doing is coming into a full push-up. We're just exploring this movement. So we inhale as we come back, and then as we exhale, we just bob forward a little. So the key here is not to be working on our stomach muscles. The key is seeing if we can, as we blow out and come forward gently, can we feel the engagement in our pelvic floor? Lovely. And then we're going to push all the way back into child's pose, sitting our bottom onto our heels. And I invite you to keep your knees closer together rather than opening out in a wide-kneed child's pose, because postnatally we want to start to build and bring everything closer together. So just enjoy this child's pose. You can make it active, stretch through the fingertips. You might want to place the head onto the floor if that's not comfortable. Make that little pillow with your fists. Take a deep breath in towards the ribs, and then exhale. See if you can relax any tension away from the body. We're going to walk forward now, back into that all fours. We're going to take our right arm forward and rest our forehead onto the back of our hand. So just feel this stretch through the upper back of your body. That might feel really nice to open up in the back and in the shoulders there. Again, just breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, or out through the mouth, whatever is most comfortable for you. So it's nice to get these shoulder stretches through as well. And then we're going to come back onto all fours. So we're going to gently just move forward and back. And then from here, let's lift our right arm, the same arm that we've just put forward into our half puppy. And we're going to exhale and bring it underneath the left, coming into a thread the needle, stretching through those shoulders again. And see how it feels here. Grounding the knees on the ground and the feet on the ground, stretching through the right fingertips. If it feels good here, you might want to start to walk out that left arm so that it's pointing in front of you for a full stretch. Again, just feeling that lovely stretch through the shoulders, giving our shoulders and our back a little bit of love because it probably needs it a lot from carrying our babes. And then we're just going to bring that hand back underneath, push it all the way up, rock forward and back, come back to your breath, inhaling through the nose as we come back, and then exhaling as we come forward. See if we can bring a little lift to the pelvic floor. And this time we're going to take our left arm out, come all the way down to rest on the back of our right hand. And feel that lovely stretch through the left hand side, through the upper back. Grounding through our knees and the tops of our feet. And exhaling just to melt a little more. Really enjoy this stretch through the upper part of our back. It can be so nice just to take these moments, stretch in the moment, and also just quieten the mind and have a little moment to yourself. And in this position, you might want to even start to bring a little rub into the forehead. So you could make circular motions in that center part of your forehead with the back of your right hand, which is a lovely relaxation point. I love this. I love this so much. Such a good stretch and also relaxation. Then coming back up to our all fours, we're going to lift that left arm all the way up, stretching through the fingertips, and then come all the way under into our thread the needle on the other side. So again here, we're bringing the left arm underneath the right. You can bring your left ear towards the ground and either keep your right arm bent so that you can get a bit of leverage to get that left arm underneath. Or then start, if it's comfortable, to walk the right arm out, stretching through the fingertips, both fingertips. Enjoying again this stretch through the back, through the upper back, the shoulders. And just coming back to your breath. You know, you don't have to do anything with the pelvic floor here. Just come back to your breath. Make sure you're not holding on to it. Make sure you're breathing nice and steadily. And if you're not, that's fine. Just take a moment to come back. Come back to those inhales through the nose, and perhaps make those exhales through the mouth a little longer so we can calm down and really enjoy the benefits of this stretch. And then we're just going to walk that hand in, push up, and come back into our all fours. Really, really nice work. We're going to bob forward and back again. Let's come back to our breath. So as we inhale, come back. And then as we exhale, see if we can bring in a little pelvic floor work, bob forward. Inhale back. So we're not doing a press up, we're just exploring that feeling through the pelvic floor. Push back and come into child's pose. Stretching through the fingertips, head down to the ground. If that's not comfortable, making a little cushion with your fists. Come back to your breath. Lovely. We're going to come back to sit onto the backs of our heels and come forward onto the fingertips, tuck the toes, and then just sit back onto your heels. It is great for our posture and for strong foundations through our body. Sit in it, see if we're resisting. Again, can we bring a softness to this position? Can we close the eyes, come back to our breath, and allow there to be a bit of silence and peace within the mind for a moment. I'm going to walk those hands forward, tap the toes, really nice, and come back to our all fours. So here, let's stretch our left foot out, having a nice stretch through the calf. We're going to inhale to prepare. And then as we exhale, gently float the left foot up. Feeling a little bit of engagement through the lower core and through the pelvic floor area. We're going to bring that left knee in towards our chest and then take it out again towards the back, pointing through the heel. This time, just bring that knee in towards the center of our mat, and then we're going to kick it out to the side. So from here, let's stretch up through the arms. Oh, lovely. And we're just going to bring that arm all the way down. So stretching out. And then as we exhale, bring it in towards our center. Bringing it in towards our center, and then this time I'm going to inhale, place it back down. Here, let's stretch back, feeling a nice stretch through that inner thigh, and then as we come forward, we're exhaling, engaging our pelvic floor, just bobbing down a little bit. Again, don't come into the full expression. We just want to explore to see how we're starting to feel in these positions, which may feel somewhat familiar if you practice pregnancy yoga, but just allowing ourselves to see how maybe our body's changed. And that's not a bad thing. It's just recognizing where we're at. Lovely. So let's take a big circle of that foot all the way to the back, bringing our knee back under our hip. We're going to come into something which may feel quite familiar and really nice in our backs again. We're going to come down onto our forearms. We're going to bring our body through the hands, keeping our elbows pinned to our ribs, and then coming all the way back. We're going to do it slightly different with our breath to what you may be used to. We're going to inhale here to prepare. And then as we exhale, we're going to exhale through, feel that engagement in our pelvic floor, and then come all the way back. Tuck the toes. Doing one more. Inhaling to prepare. And then as we exhale, come all the way through the hands. coming all the way back into our all fours. Lovely. I'm just going to turn over so that I can work the other side. So here we're going to reach through that right foot, through the heel. Strong foundations again. We're going to float that foot up. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring the knee in towards our chest. You can curve your back to get a nice stretch through the back. And then exhaling, bringing it in towards our chest. This time, let's kick the right foot out. We're going to stretch up through the right hand, feel a beautiful opening through the body, through the chest. And then as we exhale, we come down, bringing that hand in towards the chest. Inhale up. And then we exhale. Feel like you're almost pushing something in through the air towards your chest. One more. So really spread the fingers. Bringing that hand back down. Let's move our bottom backwards, and then as we come forward, we exhale. We're not doing a big push-up or anything. We're exploring that feeling. Seeing if we can bring a bit of pelvic floor engagement in through that lower core. And you know, it doesn't matter if you can't feel it now. We're working towards you feeling it. So the more we do these gentle exercises, the more we think about as we exhale, bringing in pelvic engagement, the more that's going to come. Pushing through the hands, let's circle that right foot all the way back, bringing the knee back into all fours. We're going to take the hips from side to side, allow the pelvic floor to completely relax, so don't be holding on to it. We need to be able to feel tension in our pelvic floor as well as relax it. And then coming back to all fours. So let's come through a gentle flow. Again, let's take that left foot back, float it up, just engaging a little through the core, so hugging belly buttons to spine just a little bit, but really just drawing up in that center vaginal wall area. We're going to bring the left foot through and bring it in between our hands. So we've got our left hand, right hand framing our foot here. Again, working towards getting those hips closer together. Let's inhale, bring our arms all the way up, stretching through high to the sky. And then as we exhale, we're going to exhale and open the arms up, stretching through fingertips to fingertips. Again, feel that strength in your arms. Feel like there's almost like an imaginary magnetic force between the thighs, so they're working. Have a little look down as our knee's starting to bob in or out. Can we have it over our ankle? So again, stretching through. Let's inhale, arms up. And this time we're going to exhale and come round to the opposite side. So here, stay in this position, stretching through fingertips to fingertips. We're in a closed twist now. Notice how it feels to be in this position, because you may not have been in it for a while, not practicing closed twist while we're pregnant. We're going to float that right hand down inside our left foot, reach high through to the sky with our left hand, and again feel this stretch, this beautiful closed twist, which we wouldn't have been practicing whilst pregnant. Let's float that left hand down to frame our foot. And from here, let's take the left foot all the way back, stretch through the heel, and then circle that left foot around so that again we're in our tiger pose. Left foot on the ground, right knee bent. We're going to stretch just like we did before, having one wonderful big stretch through to the sky. Place that hand down and then walk our hands towards our right knee. So I'm going to come onto the side here so that we can see. So now our right hand, right knee, left foot was all in one line. Let's stretch up through to the sky again. And as we're here, you could tuck your bottom further in to make it a stronger stretch. Or if you wanted to make it a little bit more relaxed, you could pop that bottom out. But if we're working towards building a bit more strength, then I encourage to move that bottom in towards the center line. Stretch up through the hand, and as we inhale, inhale towards the ribs. And then as you exhale, feel a little lift in the pelvic floor. We're going to circle that arm all the way down, bring our hands towards the front and bring the left knee in. From here, back onto our all fours. Let's push back into child's pose and take a nice breath here, deep breath. If you want this pose to be active, stretch through your fingertips. And if you just want to have a moment to chill, take the hands back and relax. Really take your time just to come back to your breath. Notice how that felt. Notice how it felt in your body. Did it feel good to start moving around? Did it feel a bit much? Do I need to back off? Really ask yourself these questions. There is nothing you need to do. I'm going to start to walk those hands back towards our all fours. Let's stretch through the right foot. Float the right foot up, and this time we're going to bring it in towards our right hand. Lovely. So let's inhale, arms up, stretching through the fingers. And then as we exhale, let's exhale, open up towards our left. So we're in a nice open twist position here. So reaching through the fingertips. If we're feeling a little wobbly, come back to your breath. Focus on the inhale towards our ribs. And as we exhale, see if we can draw up through the pelvic floor, finding that stability. This time, let's inhale, arms up. We're going to exhale, open towards opposite side, towards our right. Stretching through fingertips to fingertips. So our left hand is forward now, right hand is back, drawing up through the thighs and feeling that strength. We're going to float the left hand down inside our right foot, stretch up through the right hand, and feel that lovely stretch and close twist. And see if we can just drop that right hip down a little so we're not pointing through, and we're keeping our weight even through knee and foot. Really see if you can feel that balance. Circling the arm down, framing the right foot. We're going to take the foot back again, stretch through the heel, float up, and this time we're going to stretch the right foot out towards the side. Let's start to walk the hands towards the left. So we've got our left hand, left knee, right foot, all in one row, and we're going to stretch through the fingertips. If it feels like the floor is too far away from your hand, you can come up onto your tippy fingers, feel that stretch, see if that helps. Or you could use a block or a bolster as a support just to help sort of straighten your body up and feel the strength through the body. So it's okay to use a support if you need it. Please do. It could be a set of books, a block, cushion, whatever it is, just explore how it feels. Let's circle the hand back down, taking that foot all the way back in. I'm going to come down to arms. Come into our scooping cat, so bring the elbows towards the ribs and then push back into child's pose. Again, take a moment here to relax. And now everyone just feel really relaxed in this child's pose. Bringing the hands back towards your feet, allowing the body just to completely relax and melt into the ground underneath you. Again, self-inquire into how this movement has felt for you today. Did it feel too much? Did it feel really good just to get your body moving again? Did you feel that you had that connection through your breath and the pelvic floor? Do we need a little reminder into what that is? And if so, just going back to the first class in the series. And then just relaxing. Allow allow your body to rest. Allow the mind to rest. Give yourself, even if it is just for a moment, a slice of time that is just for you. And just gently pushing yourself up. Placing a hand on your heart and a hand onto that space in between your ribs, the solar plexus. We're going to take 3 deep breaths into both hands. So deep breath in towards your hands. As you exhale, let it out with a sigh. Let the shoulders relax and the face relax. Another deep inhale through the nose. And an exhale with a sigh. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a sigh. Perhaps shut the eyes for a moment and just be aware of anything that may arise for you, any emotions, any feelings, and be open to welcoming them in, whatever they may be. So placing our hands together, and thank you for sharing your practice with me. So thank you for joining me on the second part of my early postnatal recovery series. I hope you enjoyed our exploration of movement today and that you come and join me for the next class in the series. Remember, you can practice these as one-off movements to get a little bit of stretching throughout your day, or you could build them up so that they form a full class. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.